Red button pusher in more ways than one.
So we've got, at 3 o'clock on the floor, or maybe not right at 3, but on the floor today, S60 is coming up, for action. And there is, as we, saw yesterday, an amendment that came from the Appropriations Committee. It's actually a series of, it's not a strike all, it was, there were 10 different instances of amendments, mostly technical, changing, some language, which we talked about, and then stripping the dollar amount and putting in the language that basically sets the program on the up when there's money involved. So
Tom Stevens will report on that.
yes, Tom, Representative Stevens reports on that after Representative Boslin kicks off the conversation with the bill report. And which I know she's been working very hard on. And then it'll come back to Michelle to confirm that our committee heard the amendment or was aware of the amendment, and that we took a straw poll and had a vote. So let's go ahead and let me just get a motion, then we can discuss.
There was a message on a text thread when we had sent people out that said, if you send a Zoom link, I'll join. I would assume that might be Representative Burt. Did he get a
Yes.
Zoom link?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
He is back in.
Okay. Because he might, because that way we can call him.
Thank you. Yeah,
I don't know what happened after that. I think he's in place with poor signal.
Yeah.
Oh, you can hold it open for him like for the hour or something, right?
Yeah. And on straw polls, there may be even different. Yeah. But anyway, if we get, if we connect with him in the next minute or two, that we can do that, but thank you for catching that. Anyway, need a motion, yeah. Motion to, accept.
We support the.
Find favorable the amendment.
Thank you.
Of the.
Thank you, Michelle. She's obviously been thinking about this. Find that
A little bit.
amendment favorable. Yeah, so we don't need a second. And move to any discussion.
It's inappropriate for us to get up and grill our own member. Presenting a
kind of
bill,
fine.
even if.
Yes, it is.
It's
Or appropriations, probably, yeah.
You've already stood up once this week.
Mr. Chairman,
And I just want to say that before we take, Representative Lipsey's question, that before you arrived, you got a shout out during that,
Oh, yeah.
previous presentation for your.
or your announcement.
Yeah,
Farm to school.
thank you.
I didn't hear in the motion the name or title of the amendment or bill.
Okay, would you restate the,
We're going to vote on if we approve the amendment of the Appropriations Committee to S60.
That's the number of the bill, but what is the title of it?
The Farm and Forestry Operations Security Special Fund Bill.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Special.
On straw polls, there's no
The title of the.
preemptive voting either, like if Greg had been like, I know what it is, it's not gonna change, I support it and leave the building.
I don't even think we can do that with, well, we can't do that with a
Right.
regular vote. I think we do have some more flexibility, or there
I
has,
think you're allowed to vote 3 times remotely or something. I thought that was the new rule.
that's on an actual bill vote as opposed to straw poll.
He is in favor of it. We're not doing anything on short bills.
Your question, Chair. Would the type of vote be favorable with amendment?
No, just favorable. Yeah, you can just, yeah,
Even though it's an amendment?
yes, yeah.
It's not our amendment.
We're not
This was
further
only for the
amending.
Amendment.
Right.
We already voted for it in April for the other.
So thank you, but it is purely favorable.
So I think that the clerk may call the roll.
Thank you. This role is for the Farm and Forestry Operations Special Security Fund. The time is approximately 1:16. 2:16, thank you. John L. Bartholomew, how do you vote?
Yes.
Michelle Bosler,
Yes.
Greg Burt. Do we have them online or on air?
No,
We
He's
call-
online, but I just asked him to.
Can you hear me?
Yes. How do you vote, Greg?
This is an absolute miracle vote right here. Did not expect to get service. But yes, I vote. This is for I didn't hear the beginning, Jed. Could you repeat it?
S60 Farm and Forestry Operations Special Security Fund. Are you
As amended by appropriations?
Yes,
correct?
Yes, my vote's yes on that.
Jed Lipsky, yes. Richard Nelson,
yes,
John O'Brien.
Yes.
Casey Tooth is absent. Chairman David Durfee,
Yes.
so the vote is 7-0-1.
Thank you. Representative Basil. Floor report.
And Chair, I have the action of this bill. Who do I submit it to?
You can just
To-
pass that over to the committee assistant. Okay.
quick. It's running.
It's running, guys. We're harvesting.
All right.
Awesome, Greg, awesome.
I hope the bylaws don't get me out here.
The ordinance might, but not the bylaw.
Okay, good.
Depends on the town.
All right, thanks.
Stay with us, Greg. We're gonna do the other one if you
Oh,
want to.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'll go off video.
Okay. So, yeah, we'll do this. Let's move ahead.
Another motion?
That is great. Yeah. So a motion, I would like a motion then to sign on to the House Healthcare Committee letter recommending that the budget adjustment include $167,700 for the Bridges to Health transition.
So what is the title of this?
What's he saying?
You can put down a few words here.
Bridges to
Yeah.
Health.
Yeah. Bridges to Health, BAA, probably would capture it. So would anybody like to say so moved?
We can say
So moved.
Okay. Richard said so moved, Representative Nelson. All right, any?
So it's
Asking.
support of letter from
The health department.
House.
Yeah,
House
Yeah,
Health
so if you're in the
to
letter, our name is in that letter.
approach.
Yes, yeah,
So it's the committee letter.
committee letter, yes, yeah.
So it's not House or Senate.
It's on our page, so everybody can see that.
It is House, was it House?
House Healthcare, yeah. And that it's a House Healthcare letter to appropriations. Yeah, sorry, should get those details on the record again today. Any discussion of either procedural or?
I just have a clarifying question.
Yeah.
Is this the final vote we're making, or I thought we were gonna make one more about making recommendations about the other one that we talked about?
So we will have more conversation about other possible things that we might do BAA related, but for now, this is a separate thing.
This one is by itself.
Yeah.
Okay.
When a committee like, are CC'd essentially in this, are they waiting for us to approve our piece of it and then they would approve it?
I think they already approved it for pending our.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I think they voted, I think they took a straw poll yesterday.
Is it vote type for BAA or it's not is it a committee bill?
You can write committee letter. Or maybe check off committee letter. All right,
Has their own sheet, or you have to write that in?
maybe not. Let's go ahead and call the roll, Jim.
John L. Bartholomew,
Yes.
Michelle Boswell,
Yes,
Gregory Greg Burt,
Yes.
Jed Lipsky, yes, Richard Nelson,
Yes.
John O'Brien,
Yes.
Casey Tuve, absent, Chairman David Durfee.
Yes.
Vote is 7-0-1. And the time is 2:22.
Thank you. Thank you,
can I
everybody.
just ask a clarifying question?
Please.
So, in terms of our missing member who already submitted a letter of resignation, I understand he's not officially resigned from the House until Friday,
Right.
but he did officially submit his letter.
Yeah.
So do we still need to count him as one missing, even though he's already said that he's not planning to participate?
You know, that's a great question, and I think the answer is yes.
I asked the clerk, she said until Friday when the time
We still have to count him.
counts, and
Okay.
after that, we'd be, after that would be 7-0.
Okay,
Until Friday, he's.
okay,
Okay.
all right, just making sure.
No, I was gonna say, let's check with the clerk, but
Yeah,
thanks.
okay.
And he almost came in today. And I told him if he didn't come up here, but he was in the well, I was gonna,
Company?
no, I'm just gonna stand up and tell you how our illustrious member was suspiciously missing from,
But, so he's not in the building.
All
I
session.
don't believe he's in the building, but.
Well,
Chair Durfee,
Representative.
are you all set with me for now?
Well, I'm just gonna, actually, while you're here, and while other folks are here too, and this will be a statement or two, and then there may be some discussion, but we'll pick it up again tomorrow. We were asked last week by the Vermont Food Bank to consider supporting their request, BAA request for the Vermonters feeding Vermonters. And then we just heard again, the 1.5 million. And I've been asked, is our committee going to consider that? And so I want to give the committee a chance to have a discussion about that and perhaps other requests, BA related requests that people might have heard. I don't think we've heard any in this committee officially, but I would want to double check that before I said so definitively. But anyway, Greg, so I just wanted to make sure you were aware of that. And if you have thoughts, we can talk about that tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, I appreciate that. They were just in committee just now.
We, no, not exactly. We just heard a presentation from the Food Security Roadmap Coalition, and they went through a number of things that we've done in the past that were helpful and that they appreciated, and then also listed some things that they hope we would consider for the future, and that was one of them.
Okay, yeah, I will. Yeah, let's talk tomorrow and I'll
Okay.
get up to speed.
All right. Good luck out there.
Have fun, Greg.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Thank you, Greg.
And Michelle.
See ya.
See ya.
Okay. Good. Welcome back, Bradley. I don't know if you want to.
Yeah, if you're ready for me. Yep.
So, before lunch, we were nearing the end of the conversation, I think. Or we've gotten to close to a stopping point. Not sure, definitely not the end of the conversation, but to a sort of a natural stopping point for the day, and then I needed to head out before we were perhaps exactly done. So wanted to see whether Ledge Council had anything else they wanted to share about either about the general topic or about the agency's proposal.
I did not have anything additional to add beyond what we talked about. No.
Right, and I don't know whether your colleague had anything or you don't know about it anyway.
Not at this time. I think if the committee were to ask us to draft, we might have different ideas.
Yeah.
But at this time, I think we've raised our concerns enough.
Okay, good. So then while we've got Bradley, does anybody want to ask him a question, or he can listen while we talk about what have we heard so far, what makes sense, what's confusing, what do you like, what do you want to hear more of?
I like that the agency seems to be on top of this and that they've reached out to try to get some agreement among interested parties. So I think that speaks volumes and is helpful. I am curious, Michael Grady said something about that there's their statement of legislative intent. We're going to make it into a bill. I don't know if you can say any more about that. Why we would want to do that or what that would mean.
So you just make a note of that and we can.
Keeps you from going before Elka and they're going over legislative intent later on.
Yes.
Well, the whole point was legislative intent. The court missed it.
Yeah.
Apparently.
And if I may, I do think that is a good idea to have or even just a finding section in the beginning, something to clarify, to try and remove doubt. If the court is asked to examine the statute, they'll at least have something to go back to. I think that is one of the issues in Taft Street, where when they look at the plain language, they just look at the plain language of the statute, right? But they'll also, if there are finding sections or something of the sort, they'll look at that too.
So that would come under a finding section, probably.
Potentially.
Yeah, John.
Bradley, when something like the RAPs, as far as I understand, they were developed in rules by the agency. And so at any point, can this body then statutorily say, we're gonna completely, scrap and start over, or even, say we're just gonna change 3 words in rule like that?
It is possible for the body to do both, to both amend the rules by statute and or through the legislative process and then by statute say scrap these rules and start over, and here are the criteria to start over. Those are 2 ways to do it.
So did you just say that we could by statute just add definition of fireman to the RAPs?
It would, to fix Taft Street by statute, it would have to not go into the RAPs. It would have to go into that portion of the statute that Mr. Collier shared with it earlier. So it could be, the fix could be, we would have to wordsmith language, of course, and just kind of, rack our brains about it a little bit. But, one potential solution would be just to say farming activity that is subject to the RAPs would be a little bit of a simpler fix than what the agency posed earlier today.
Well, and understood. I thank you for that explanation. But to fix this and fix it right, we want to protect the strawberry farm. We want to protect someone that's 10 chickens and they're feeding themselves and course, you know, chickens in the summertime lay eggs like the son of a gun. They want to feed themselves and their 5 neighbors and get some income to buy the chicken mash. And or someone has got a garden and they do a good job farming it and they've got extra food and they want to be able to sell it. I think it's farming. It's a noble pursuit and we should advocate for everybody to be able to do that. And if Vermont leagues of cities and towns are going real easy on this right now, I say we strike while the iron's hot before somebody says, whoa, 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 whoa. But guinea fowl, you're right, they're allowed. And my neighbors had them until they all got cleaned out one at a time at the brow of the hill.
And I don't. So the League of Cities and Towns is scheduled to testify next week. And yes, the agency began conversations with the League of Cities and Towns in June. I mean, they were right on it. And yet I don't think that they are necessarily exactly on the same page. So,
As us.
well, no, as each other. So we would want to wait and hear from them formally before we conclude that. But they have certainly had conversations and have, good faith conversations, as have the farm groups who have, we already know, a different, a different perspective. So I do think if we could have you, Bradley, tomorrow, if you have time, if we can fit some time in after lunch, maybe just quickly, come in with language that, and again, I mentioned this yesterday, is like the easiest, simplest fix to the, to get us back to where we thought we were, where we have been for 40 plus years or whatever it's been. I guess it's not quite 40 years, but just so we can see that, just so we can see, and again, not suggesting that that's a proposal, but just so we see, here's what would satisfy the court anyway, or so that the court would look at this and say, okay, that's what you want. I understand that.
Okay.
And if that's not as straightforward as I'm imagining it is, we can talk about that.
Okay. Yes. I'll chat with
And I'm just again noting that the proposal that we discussed this morning, and then the proposal or the, I guess it was a proposal that we heard yesterday, or introduction to a proposal from rural Vermont, went beyond, well beyond. It was saying we should do, while we're here, let's talk about, right to grow food, similar in some ways to, what we heard this morning. Richard.
So, yeah, I was thinking on H 537.
Yep.
If we did this right, do we even need to take up H 537? The right to grow vegetable gardens.
Well, yeah, I mean, we could, if so, right, could it be combined?
Could it be combined?
Why not? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, in theory. Yeah. And it's certainly addressing the same general.
Yeah.
Are people allowed to grow their own food?
That somewhat got into that issue. Bradley flagged of it's a different sort of part of statute and law between, or Steve maybe, about the private property, like HOAs and tenant versus municipalities.
That's exactly right. It would be a different area of statute to require a landlord to allow a tenant to farm vegetables or something of the sort. That would be a different area of law.
Yeah, and we haven't taken any testimony on that bill, and we might find that maybe we didn't want to combine them. There might be good reasons not to, but on the surface, it seems like, there's some similarities here.
But I think it'd be good for the committee also to have a discussion on what you just brought up, Richard, of do we want to somewhat expand into that territory between former RAP threshold and, you know, chickens in the backyard,
Right, yeah.
the 1 to 4 acre kind of
Yep.
landscapes.
Yep, I mean, to the extent that I keep saying the League of Cities and Towns as a stand-in, I think, for people who might have, you know, a perspective that's that perspective. It's certainly appealing that, you know, we might want to be able to say, yeah, you can grow vegetables, you can have a few chickens. Maybe you can have, you know, a milking cow if you've got an acre. And now you can't, we can't, that isn't necessarily true. Everywhere. So, okay. Other thoughts?
In that 1 to 4 acre world, do we know of municipalities that have restricted or even banned that sort of, it's not farming because it's not meeting the IPs, but
Right.
it's potential gardening livestock.
I think the city of Essex is one of them. And to ban agriculture activity in residential areas. And as was part of the subject of in Taft Street. And so in their zoning plan and things of the sort, they had, you know, just different sections of their town cordoned off for different purposes. Agriculture was one of the purposes, but it was only in the outskirts. And so in residential neighborhoods and things of the sort, no agriculture activity. And that was the crux of the issue in that case.
Richard.
But perhaps a personal garden doesn't fit into that description of an agricultural activity.
That is correct. That is correct. So individuals could potentially, and I'm not as familiar with the city of Essex in particular, but talking in generalities now, it is potential for someone to do just a backyard garden. I don't know if the city of Essex permitted backyard, you know, a coop of 5 or 6 chickens, but it is possible to permit those uses while also prohibiting agriculture more broadly in their plans.
We need to be careful about using the term backyard garden though, because some backyards are heavily shaded or on the north side, so maybe the garden needs to be in the front yard.
Yeah.
That's the, I think, principle or the issue there in 537.
Backyard garden is kind of the moniker that we spit out when maybe that's not where it's gonna go.
Yeah. Okay, good. Well, we'll have more testimony on this subject and keep thinking about it. Thank you. Right. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
It'd be really sad if I couldn't garden.
Oh, I don't know whether you're the right person, but we should probably have, I asked Patricia to write down cannabis because that question, somebody said something about this. Just maybe we should have a quick refresher from Ledge Council on how our cannabis growing laws interact here or intersect with this issue.
As O'Grady was, Council O'Grady was talking with Council Collier. And he said, you have a plant. Does that include cannabis? And Council Collier went, oh.
Yeah. Definitions, yeah.
It's used to return call.
I think we'll wrap up here. Please, please be available tomorrow, just one thing before we go. After lunch, I think we will meet briefly. And
After the floor.
yeah, the floor is in the morning and then we'll meet after the floor. And please be available after lunch.
Let's see, we ever over.
Just send an email to Patty and Mike.
Okay, thank you.